welcome to Lab Vannest Solutions, our first video blog 101. I'm here with Director of Strategic Solutions, Jeff Vannest. Hi Jeff, how are you? Welcome.
Good. Thank you.
I heard that you've been working on something really interesting. Can you tell us a little bit more about it?
Yeah, so we had an interesting thing. When we started working on the Lab Vannest Pharma product, we had a case where we needed to print out a lot of our SOPs.
Okay.
Now, for people that were at this last CTEC, we did a presentation on Lab Vannest uses Lab Vannest. And it's all the ways in which, as an organization, not only do we build a LIMS software, but we use it internally for a bunch of stuff.
Interesting.
So, for example, our Vantage Care system, where customers log support issues, that is in fact a copy of Lab Vannest.
So I heard there's a funny term to this where companies use their own product. What is it called again?
So, yeah, it's sort of a weird one. In sort of the industry, it's called dog fooding.
Okay.
And the idea is you eat your own dog food, which is like, if you're going to make it, you have to use it. Like, it's not fair to like make it and then not use it, right? So that's what we do. We do a lot of what's called dog fooding. We use our own product to do a lot of things internally. And when we find bugs, we hit those bugs too. You know, it's in our vested interest to make sure that that gets fixed.
Of course, of course. So how did you use Lab Vannest specifically? Can you go more into detail with that?
Yeah, so our SOPs are stored in Vantage Care as records and fields in a database. And it makes great sense when it's on the screen, and it's extremely usable. It's searchable. There's a lot of advantages to having our standard operating procedures in the database.
Okay.
But we also wanted to present it in a print format.
Okay.
So we had some options. We could have used Jasper reports. We could have done some other things. But, being the nerd I am, I really wanted to do it as a custom JSP.
A custom JSP. Okay. What does that mean exactly?
So a JSP is a Java server page.
Okay.
And it's essentially a web page, but it has a lot of Java behind the scenes that's doing a lot of work.
Okay.
So what Lab Vannest offers in building custom JSPs, it's called a tag library. It gets really technical kind of fast, but there's a Sapphire tag library that helps you pull data right out of the database and in this case, print it on the page.
Okay.
This was a fun thing for me because I don't get to do like techie stuff sometimes, and this was a really nice diversion.
Okay.
This is something our professional services group does all the time. For them, this is normal.
Right.
But for me it was exciting because I got to learn it for the first time. I knew we could do it, but now I have first-hand experience in going through and seeing how rich that tag set is and how much power is there.
So your main goal out of all of this was to be able to print out the standard operating procedures, our common SOPs.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
and again, this is something that laboratories have to do all the time, is print the data.
Okay.
This was just a unique way that we were able to get all this data in a report format, and I was sort of excited because I got to learn something new.
Right. So tell me, what were some of the challenges or advantages of you choosing this JSP, this custom JSP?
Well, for me, one of the advantages was fun. It was enjoyable. I got to dig into the technology.
Okay.
But also, I have a lot of background in both Java and XML and HTML, so it was an environment in which I was very comfortable. I haven't done a lot of Jasper reporting, but I know I could probably learn it. But this was a very simple way for me to dig in a way in which I was very comfortable. Okay. So I have a lot of background with Java app servers in general, so this just made sense. So for me, there was an advantage to go this route.
Okay. And what were some of the challenges?
I did have challenges. Obviously, anytime you dig into something new, it's a little difficult, but I had to find some unique ways to get data out of the database. And again, it sort of gets technical, but I had to find 2 or 3 different ways, depending on whether a table was a regular table, what we call an SDI, or whether it was related.
Okay.
And so it allowed me to find 2 or 3 different technical ways to get that data on the page. But it was all doable. I mean, the result actually turned out very, very nicely.
Okay, great. So is this live? Are we able to print this out already?
Not just yet. So right now it's in test,
Okay.
and I have to work with Kaz because it's our SOP system. Of course, the quality department is in charge of it, so he has to go through and make sure it's all good. And
Fernando Casanova, by the way, guys, is our Vice President of Quality. So just to keep you guys posted.
Sorry. Yes, we call him Kaz.
Yeah. Okay, so you have to let him know, and then after.
Yep, and then they'll do their quality check on all that, and then it'll get promoted into the actual Advantage Care. Of course, this is just for employees. It's not anything that customers would see, but I thought it was an exciting way to use that.
Oh, it's great. I think it's a great idea, and it was so nice that you were proactive about it. I mean, you didn't have to do it, but you did it. So great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, guys, that's pretty much all for today. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you soon. Bye.